This lecture is about deforestation. With the expanding of agriculture, uh, what follows is cutting down of forests in a major way. Um, the um, the lumber, the cutting down trees had been a tradition from the earliest colonial period, earliest colonial days. And in creating farms, it seemed like the right thing to do. It seemed like using the environment the right way, the way God or intended it to be used. And with this expansion of agriculture, we have a new wave of cutting down trees. And the lumber is used for railroad tracks, for housing. There's a national market because of railroads. There's plenty of land with trees now. There is some land without trees. The Great Plains was seen as the Great American Desert, but the Midwest, where most of this farming takes place, and the South, you have a cutting down of trees in at a significant rate. All of this is made possible because of the expansion of railroads that we'll talk about, and of course, as we said, the farming increased dramatically. This especially in the South, where you have a new degree of planting and producing cotton, and it creates huge amounts of folks that are farming, some of them sharecroppers that don't own the land, but the landowners cut down the trees and start farming them with an army of sharecroppers. The improvement of the cotton gin facilitates all of this as well, makes cotton more profitable, and there is and you can see, for example, the wagons full of cotton going to market. The chart displays how cotton in 1860 produced 5.5 million bales of cotton, and by 1900, 9.5 million, almost doubling. Not quite doubling, but getting there. This, just expansion of farming created all kinds of soil erosion that took away the plant life, that gave nourishment to the ground, and kept the ground in place, the soil in place, and so on. The use of fertilizers now for farming is significant in order to deal with this. There's areas of the South where there were common lands used freely by everyone, not anymore. Many poor farmers used it for hunting for hogs, wild hogs, and grazing cattle, and hunting, and so on. Not anymore. We can see from this map, this expansion of cotton involved closing of the common lands and requiring a lot of it becoming private property, and even public property now requires licensing in order to control the use of that land, and in fact to work against keeping it in the public domain. We have a reference to some of the East Texas mills, and basically they show huge trees being cut down and turned into lumber. It's a great business enterprise, money making, and involves trains, wagons and trains in order to haul this lumber out. A huge impact on the wildlife, which comes to an end, small animals and plant life as well. Now, all of this cutting down the woods involved a huge investment of capital. And it's not just done by small landholders. You need to bring in huge companies that include or involve rather new machinery and involves investment from the Midwest and from the East. And so the South and West become a sort of an economic colony of the Northeast and the Midwest, where the financial interests of the United States are. It's like having a colony, but within the United States. So the profits really go to the bankers, to the investment companies, and so on in other places than the West and the South. Thank you.